So, affordable American-made cutlery, Baron Sons is pretty much what you go for when you're looking for a traditional pocket knife that's still American-made and is half decent, like 80% of the time, pretty much. This is an SFO for Smoky Mountain Knife Works, I believe. This green stag bone or whatever looks pretty good on this knife. I got a Barlow, and the Barlow was a little disappointing. I'll probably do a video on that at some point. This knife's a little bit uh, better than the Barlow was, so I'm happy about that anyway. This was is this $60 or $50? I think it was $50. I think this knife was $50, and I think the Barlow might have been $40. But $50 for an American-made knife and everything, not bad. It is carbon steel. It did come with some spotting. I don't know if I'm gonna show it. Probably not. I don't know if you guys can see it there on the spay blade. It does have some spotting from sitting in the tube, and on some of these other blades it has some too. I think I have too much light to show it, ironically. But this is a Stockman. It's your main clip blade here. Kind of a weird shape, but once again, Baron Sons is a little bit of a more affordable knife company, so they're trying to do what they can pretty much. Action on that main blade isn't bad. It's about what I expect from like a case knife or something. Something that I have noticed is that every time I close it, it doesn't necessarily sink the whole way in. So I'm going to try to add some mineral oil to try to fix that. But, that's not necessarily the end of the world or anything. I should make sure it's not hitting the back spring, which I didn't check. Don't think it is. I don't feel any blade wrap. Okay. So yeah, it might just have some gunk in the joint or something. So main clip blade, secondary sheep's foot blade. The action on the sheep's foot blade is really good. It probably rubs a little bit because most Stockmans do. Certainly isn't the end of the world or anything, but the action on that sheep's foot blade is really good. It's a little bit thinner than the clip blade. None of these blades have any play, but you will notice that these thinner blades do bend a little bit. That's just something to be expected with thinner blades. Something that I am noticing on this sheep's foot blade is that the back spring sits up rather high, which is a little weird. Yeah, so not the end of the world or anything. Especially on a knife that's just a working knife or whatever. But something to pay attention to. Back spring sits up a little high. Edge grind on this sheep's foot. Oh, it's pretty good actually. And then the spay blade over here. Action on the spay blade's actually pretty good too. Yeah, pretty good. I think the spay blade's the one that has some spotting on it and stuff. Not the end of the world. This is a carbon steel knife, so it will just do that on its own naturally and everything. You can see there it is rubbing something. I don't know. I guess it's rubbing the liner. And this blade does appear to be bent a pretty good amount to try to get it to fit together with the other two blades. That's pretty normal in a Stockman. It's not bent in the middle of the blade or anything goofy. And the clip point blade isn't bent, which on some Stockmans the clip point blade will be bent, and I don't understand why, because the clip point has its own back spring, so it shouldn't be bent. Of course, that is just my opinion. The back spring's flush on that blade. What's the back spring like on the clip blade? I wasn't paying attention. It's flush on. Well, it's pretty much flush on that too. So just on the sheep's foot blade, the back spring sits a little high, which is weird. The green, I like the green. I like any kind of cool colors when it comes to anything really. I mean, I drive like a safety vest yellowish green colored car because I thought it was cool. So I'm really just a fan of colors in general. Decent little knife. I can certainly see myself carrying this one because it's put together pretty well. I think Baron Sons is probably honestly pretty much with case and quality. You know, you get a half decent knife most of the time. Sometimes you get a knife that's a little bit below your standards. But with Baron Sons being, let's say, 30% less money than case, because I don't want to say half, or maybe 25% less money than case, because if this knife was $50, a case Stockman's like normally like 70 or so, 60, 70. So less than case, for honestly similar quality these days. Unfortunately, I mean, I love Case. Case is a Pennsylvanian company, but they got to work on their quality control um, to keep up with other companies. I don't necessarily expect them to keep up with Great Eastern Cutlery, but I would like them to produce a knife that I don't have to always worry about having major issues. That would be nice. Um, Baron Sons, I don't necessarily expect huge, you know, quality, but most of the Baron Sons knives that I have are decent enough to, be using pocket knives, carry and use as tools and stuff. There are some case knives that I wouldn't even do that with. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm pretty okay with Baron Sons. Of course, they're not, Soligen made Bokers or Great Eastern Cutlery or anything, but you can't expect that for the price point of these knives. Decent for the price. Uh, cool little knife. Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive in this green, which I like. Um, yeah, just a cool little Stockman from Baron Sons. But this is the large Stockman, so it's not a little Stockman. You know, I don't think their large Stockman's as big as Case's large Stockman, but they do call it a large Stockman. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It'll definitely make a decent pocket knife to carry and use. But it's certainly not a display piece or anything because it's quite frankly not that pretty. Right here, there's a little imperfection in the bone there by the shield. Not something that I care about, but something that some people might care about. I care more about the functionality of the knife than I do about how good it looks. Hence why I have problems with a lot of case knives I've gotten, because a lot of case knives, if you just put them in a case and hang them up on the wall, they look very pretty, but they have major like fit and finish issues that affect everyday use of the pocket knife. Anyway, I'm gonna get done babbling about case because this is an about case. Baron Sons puts out a half decent knife for about 20-25% less money than most case knives. If you don't own a Baron Sons knife, maybe check them out. Just keep in mind that you're not necessarily going to get a perfect knife. There's probably gonna be some flaws with the knife you get, but usually the flaws are not massive flaws that prevent you from using the pocket knife. But anyway, I've gone on long enough. This is the Baron Sons large Stockman in this green stag bone, which is a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive, and I thought it was kind of cool. But anyway, it's going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.